This movie tells a story of Big Nick, who is back on the hunt in Europe and closing in on Donnie, who is embroiled in the treacherous world of diamond thieves and the infamous Panther mafia, as they plot a massive heist of the world's largest diamond exchange. This movie ambitiously attempts to build on the foundation of its predecessor, but ends up stumbling over its own expectations. The film retains Gerard Butler and O'Shea Jackson Jr., who return with less of the gritty charm that made the original somewhat memorable. Instead, the sequel shifts its setting to Europe, which lacks the raw and scuzzy energy of the LA backdrop from the first movie. The plot, which is centered around a diamond heist, feels like a retread of numerous heist films before it, lacking innovation and instead offering a checklist of heist movie cliches. The pacing is a significant issue. The film stretches over 2 hours, with much of that time spent on tedious character interactions and setup that could have been condensed. The action sequences, which should be the highlights of a movie like this, are surprisingly sparse, and lack the visceral impact of the original shootouts and chases. Character development, or the lack thereof, is another disappointment. The sequel tries to delve into the personal lives of its characters, but does so in a way that feels forced and unconvincing. The supposed camaraderie between Butler's Big Nick and Jackson Jr.'s Donnie doesn't quite capture the dynamic tension from the first film, turning into a buddy movie that feels more like a gimmick than a natural evolution. Moreover, the film's attempt to expand its universe with new characters and subplots feels half-baked. These additions do not add depth or intrigue, but instead crowd the narrative, making it feel disjointed. The heist itself, the supposed climax of the film, is executed with far less tension or ingenuity, compared to similar scenes in better-regarded heist movies, leaving audiences with a sense of been there and seen that. Lastly, the ending leaves much to be desired, with multiple twists that feel more like an attempt to set up a franchise, rather than to conclude this story satisfactorily. The film's ambition to be both a serious crime drama and an action-packed thriller results in a mess that pleases neither camp fully. This movie could have been a thrilling ride, but it's bogged down by its own weight, lacking the sharp execution and character depth that made the original a cult hit. It's a sequel that feels unnecessary and uninspired, leaving fans of the first film wanting more of what made that one enjoyable. It's not worth to watch this in theaters, just wait on your streaming service.